taking off and I never land. Ever turn my dream into the epic plan. From a dream to the real thing. I see my name in them neon lights. Living life in the fast lane. They say I changed, but I'll be alright.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I am NobodyEpic. That track is called Neon Lights. It is the first official iTunes single from The Spectators. Link is in the description if you want to purchase that track. It's only 99 cents, and I don't know what I'm doing with this fucking grenade right here. But, like I was saying, Neon Lights is only 99 cents, and it is the best 99 cents you will ever spend in your life, unless you're ever in a situation where you meet Selena Gomez in a McDonald's, and she's like, hey, do you want to have sex with me for 99 cents? Like a love song, baby. That's a better purchase for 99 cents, but that's just my opinion. Now, I don't have a lot of time to talk about this gameplay, guys, because I have an awkward situation I want to cover very thoroughly, but I will say this is a search and destroy gameplay. I'm using a blue smurfed out MK14, and I'm awful with this gun, so I don't know how I did so good with it, but sometimes that happens. You know, sometimes in life good things happen, and sometimes in life you're doing a play about the planets in the 3rd grade, and you're playing Jupiter, and some kid walks up from behind you and pulls your pants down, and everyone sees how small your penis is, and it doesn't bother you for the next 17 years of your life. Okay, moving right along. Today's awkward situation comes from S my D so hard, which either means suck my dick so hard or smell my dog so hard. So SMD so hard, if you're watching, please tell me what your name means in the comments below because I am very curious. But his awkward situation was funerals that you don't know the person who died. And when I was reading the comments on my last video where you guys post all these awkward situations that I make these commentaries about, this one really struck me because it is probably the most awkward situation that has nothing to do with sex at all. I mean, I'll talk about the awkward situations that had to do with sex all day because those are very awkward situations, but this is just a really good one that has nothing to do with sex. Really complicated issue, emotional issue that I want to try to cover right here for you guys today. Now, I will tell you the story of the first funeral I went to that I did not know the person very well. I was 9 years old. It was one of my grandma's friends. I had no idea who she was. Her name was Flores, though. Flores, like Flores. I don't know why I remember that. But I remember I was in the car, and my mom was coaching my brother and I on how to say, I'm sorry for your losses to the family. And so she's like, okay, say I'm sorry for your losses to the family. Now you say it. And I was like, I'm sorry for your losses. And she's like, no, with passion. And I was like, I'm sorry for your losses. And she's like, no, don't be afraid. So I got coached up pretty hard by my mom. She's a nice woman, but, you know, she wanted us to really say this and be nice to the family, me and my brother. And so we go in there, and the first person I see, I'm like, I'm sorry for your losses, and I say it pretty well. But she's like, I'm a funeral director. I'm not part of the family. So that left me mortified. So I just... If you're going to say I'm sorry to someone about someone in their family dying, first of all, don't say sorry. It's not your fault they died, you know, unless you killed them, and then you really need to say sorry pretty hard. I mean, you need to at least give them a card, sorry for murdering your grandma, or you need to fucking give them an Applebee's gift card or something like that, because that's a really big deal, and that's really shitty you did that. And then you show up to the funeral, and you're just going to fucking, you know, be a dick about it? I mean, you got to say sorry, but if you didn't kill them or anything, just don't say sorry. I mean, say, hey, you know, I hope you feel better. You know, this is tough. I went through the same thing. You know, just be as understanding as you can and try to make them feel better. Maybe tell a joke. I like to tell jokes and not be like disrespectful. Like, hey, what did the dead guy say to the other dead guy? Nothing. They're dead. Don't say that kind of joke. That is not funny. But you know, that is just at a funeral. I mean, personally, I just try not to say sorry because it was not my fault. It was no one's fault unless they got murdered, you know. Just this is, you know, very complicated issue, as I was saying. But at a funeral, there are always 3 people you can count on being there, even if you don't know the family. The first person you can count on being there is the person that is bawling their eyes out. Maybe they go up to speak at the podium about the person that died, and they're like, oh, Lord, no! Lord, how'd you take Jamal like that? Oh, Lord, no! And that is very just awkward for everyone in the audience when someone's trying to talk and they're bawling their eyes out and then they got like snot dripping down their face. Like, I mean, if you're going to say something, I mean, obviously if it's emotional, that's really going to touch a lot of people, but just you can't be crying so hard that, you know, your body functions don't work and you can't control the mucus coming out of your nose. That's just... that one gets me. And then you'll always hear people at a funeral say, man, I just talked to Tom on Thursday, you know? It's like, well, no shit. He was alive on Thursday. I bet you weren't talking to him and you were like, Tom, you're alive. Yeah. Woohoo. You were probably like, hey, man, can I borrow your circular saw? Yeah, you catch that game last night? Man, that was crazy. I mean, it's just, you know, you talked to him on Thursday because he was alive. I just don't understand that one. And then there's always the person who tells you an inside joke that they had with the person who's dead, and you don't understand it because, you know, they're dead, and that was the inside joke they had with them. So like, yeah, so that's why we put the M&Ms in the back of the Camaro. Am I right, Tom? And Tom's not laughing because, well, he's dead, and everyone else in the audience is, or the audience, everyone else at the funeral is just like, I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, because someone literally did that at the last funeral I went to. The guy's name wasn't Tom, but I didn't know him really well, and someone was talking about all their inside jokes they had at the podium, and that just doesn't play really well with a funeral crowd. I don't know, but just funerals, people you don't know, just try to be respectful, try to chill out, try not to like think too much about Taco Bell or just how hungry you are, because you can get really hungry in a funeral. I don't know why. But, really quickly before I finish this funeral subject, I remember the first funeral I went to. I was 7 years old. It was my grandpa. I was really close to him, and I was hanging out in the funeral parlor, and I wasn't sad at all, because it doesn't really hit you. Like, I remember seeing my grandpa's body, and this is just me personally, and me and my cousins and my brother, we were all touching it and stuff, because we were like, oh, dead body, cool. But, funerals to me, this is my personal opinion, like I'm saying, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I think they're a little over the top ridiculous. I hope that people realize that funerals are not how you remember someone. You remember someone, playing basketball with them. You don't remember them dead in a coffin, and that just doesn't connect to me, and it's not where it really hits me when I think about my grandpa. I don't think about his body like that. That wasn't him. Him is in my memories and stuff. But just try not to get too preachy to you guys. I hope you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from with this. Hope you guys like this. If you guys want to see more awkward situations, let me know some awkward situations I can talk about in the comments, or talk about funerals, or just talk about your day. I love you guys. Have a great one.
Yeah.